What's up, everyone? We're back again. Got another mission right over here. We're gonna go knock out. We're in front of the Waluder castle.
Don't get surrounded. Farewell. It's over. The entire village looks abandoned. Now, which house would a bookworm live in?
There's the one with the exclamation point, I would guess.
His interests were certainly varied. This is it. But if what it says is true, I need to get this back to the hideaway.
Oh?
Leaving so soon, stranger. We've been watching you. From a distance, so
Oh,
to
it's
speak.
them.
Subtle. I know who you are.
Then we need not waste time on introductions. Hand me the book. Leave it in our care and return to your life.
Your care? Do you mean to burn it or bury it?
That is not my decision to make. But by one means or another, its contents shall be removed from the common record.
Then I'll have to politely refuse. I won't let you erase our history.
Then we find ourselves at an impasse. Very well. The book can just as easily be pried from your dead hand.
Oh, you picked the wrong one, buddy. Am I supposed to be scared of this?
Let's see, shall we? Nice try.
See, I've killed dragons in like You know, giant monsters the size of buildings, so you guys don't really scare me.
Impressive.
You can
But
fight me
we
too.
have other means. We shall claim the book yet.
Go ahead,
Why do
try.
you want it so badly anyway?
It lays out in no uncertain terms the vanity and avarice of mankind. It tells the shameful history of the persecution and oppression of a gifted few by a giftless many. Would you say that this interpretation was correct?
I don't know.
You don't know. Your sword may be sharp, but your wits are dull. So let me answer for you. There is no correct interpretation of history. That a series of events took place may be proved beyond a doubt. But there can be no single, immutable explanation as to why they came to pass. It is a question of numbers and of belief. If enough people believe that a set of events occurred for a reason, that belief becomes the truth.
No,
So you're
not
trying
really.
to control the truth.
We are trying to protect people from themselves, from knowledge that would bring them naught but pain. That is all. You may keep the book, for now. The world is small. We shall meet again. Until then.
I doubt it.
Wait. Damn it. Let's get this back to Vivian. Perhaps she can explain what that was all about.
What are they gonna do? Attack us at the home? Like, come on. I'd be surprised if they coded in another encounter into the game. I guess it's possible, but... Okay, we're done in Waloed now. Get the Shiva. And there's nothing close to it, though. I'll probably just do it later myself or something. I'm not gonna do all those on... It'd delay the end of the game forever. Maybe do them in the New Game Plus. No, didn't mean to do that. I think there might be a jump off point, like a little bit into it, but I'm not sure. The only information I could find on it wasn't really, like super detailed, so I'm just taking my chance. Or not taking my chance. Staying away.
Vivian. I found it. The book you lost.
You found it. Thank you, Clive.
You want to give me a kiss?
Even though I asked this of you, I was not entirely sure it would be possible. I feared the executors had seized every copy.
I met with one of these executors, and I convinced him to let me keep it. He told me something. That the truth is just a matter of collective belief. And that if enough people believe a lie, that lie becomes the truth.
It does. But it also means that the truth is not immutable. That it can be changed.
No,
Provided that
that's
those
just
who
your
wish to change
perception
it
of
can
it. The
convince enough
truth
people
is...
that their perspective is the correct one. As the sad history of the bearers proves.
You said that the book inspired you to become a scholar.
It did. Or its author, rather. She was a heretic, you see. A firebrand and a dissenter. A gallows stood ready for her in every corner of the realm. And by shunning society, or perhaps being shunned by it, she stumbled upon a truth so potent that an entire realm trembled at the prospect of its utterance. I, too, have always felt somehow set apart from the world of men. A stranger to my own species. She taught me that my solitude was not a curse, but a gift. And that, though my journey to the truth might be a lonely one, what I found at my destination would be more than worth the cost.
Do you still feel that way? That you're not One of us.
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure anymore. Since coming to the hideaway, I find my thinking somewhat clouded. Perhaps the result of studying mankind from a rather closer perspective than I had intended. But the more I study, the more I find value in this perspective. In looking not from the outside, but from within. So if you'll permit me, I'd like to continue my work here. Remember, Clive, when enough people believe, belief begets truth. Give the men and women of this benighted world the gift of truth. Make them believe in you, as I do.
I'll try, Vivian. I'll try.
Oh, we're just like 10 away from enough over here. I think.
How may I help you today, Clive?
If I have
Come
a
again.
way.
I may have more for you.
That's just gonna be a note from Vivian. Only 2 left.
You won't find a finer array this side of the
We didn't
street.
use anything with the last
Do you see that too?
little group that tried to attack us. Dorks. I guess this is my first time using this sword.
What is it? Oh, please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
It's all right. I'm here.
Where is that crystal in the sky? I can't see it from here, I guess. Sorrel's over making friends. That's a pretty cool view. Pretty cool fake video game view. Where does it? Oh, it branches off up ahead.
That can't be Rutherford, can it?
Where was the entrance to Canvas down here?
Turncoats and cowards, the lot of you! If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal, oblige him.
This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Finish, you haven't started.
Waken wind!
How are these guys not dying? There. One more level to go. What's our attack? 499.
A little more than I'd have liked.
There's some fun with them.
Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You arrived just as our escort turned on us.
Fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outlying regions abandoning the oaths they swore. But I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so close to the heart of the Republic. It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the Outlaw more to your liking?
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm, and he needs your help to see it through.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one question. What do you stand to gain from all this?
I won't deny that I might benefit from further chaos. But I seek a new beginning for all of us. And while the choices I've made may not always have been the right ones, I know I made them for the right reasons. For so long, so many of us have been told how we could live, how we could die, when it should have been our decision all along. Now, we have a chance to put things right. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it be beside those with whom we don't see eye to eye.
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. But perhaps your uncle was right. You are no ordinary outlaw. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian fringes under control. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't convince them to try and restore order in their own territory.
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we will need to convince.
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals, but those they answer to require a different kind of persuasion. And when it comes to honeyed words, well, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the most stubborn of statesmen. You, perhaps?
I'm flattered. But I'm no diplomat either. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the person.
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be choosers. I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the outlaw in ourselves if we're to make it through this. Very well. Send your man to me right away.
I shall.
My Lord Marquis, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the Field Marshal to his manor in Port Isolde.
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good, my lord.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man to talk anyone round. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. No. This is a job for someone with experience. Someone like Quentin. I hope I can convince him at least.
Where's Quentin? You think Quentin's a bit? I don't know about that. He's kind of like a psychopath, isn't he? I mean, like, he's all nuts, but okay. He kind of had his come to Jesus moment, but he seems like a kind of a sociopath. Trying to think who he reminds me of. It's like that Kevin Spacey, like real dry, but like psycho character he always plays in movies.
Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm that they should simply swallow their... and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years.
I know it's a lot to ask, but I can think of none better suited to the role.
And you'd have me give up what little I have left to do it. I told you, Clive. The people of Lostwing are my family. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear.
And why might that be?
What he's asking. How's it any different to what you've done so far? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. If it's the vineyard you're worried about, we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family.
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape.
Is that it? It'll probably be the final part. And there he is.
Uncle, I bring good news. The Field Marshal has agreed to your plan.
Ha! Of course he has. I didn't doubt you for a moment, dear boy.
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Port Isolde as we speak. They will await your return there. As will one other.
One other? Who, exactly?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be as successful in convincing those with political power. He asked if I might have a solution, and I suggested a certain Imperial Lord Magistrate turned liberator.
One of your co-conspirators?
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in their place. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier.
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortage.
Oh, don't you worry, my boy. The 7 high houses will be seeing to that. They have all agreed to make the most generous of donations. Oh, of course, it did take a little persuasion, but luckily I had some unexpected help.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head steward Rockford from a horde of bloodthirsty bandits.
It was more of a handful.
Well, the old battle axe was so pleased. She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new moon. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as tripped over themselves in the rush to follow suit.
I'm happy to hear it.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience, would you?
Of course, Uncle.
I don't think we actually can, but thanks for the invite. Oh, okay. Never mind.
And how, pray tell,
Plus,
will
he's
we
still
get
wearing
that
his
grain to the
apron.
capital if the roads are still overrun with akashic?
You'll find another bloody road. I only have so many men, and I'm not about to send them headlong into an ether. That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food to keep them going, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
If I may, gentlemen, perhaps I might suggest an alternative approach. Though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced back to the countryside to work the fallow field. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your discussion. Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the likes of me. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between you.
Us? Friends?
I can't stand the man.
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company you keep.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to keep? The man's a criminal.
Criminal? How dare you? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw.
Once more onto the breach.
Bro, we just saved your life.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the generals, the statesmen, the nobles, that our cause is just. There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. But we cannot let that deter us. If we show them the path, show them that we walk it ourselves, then I am confident they will follow. The fate of the world lies in my nephew's hand, but the well-being of her people lies in ours. And we must not squander the chance that Clive has given us.
Uncle Byron.
Now, with that settled, let's move on to the signing of the Accord. For what great moment in history hasn't been accompanied by a little ceremony?
Citizens of Valisthea, I present to you the Triunity. Rutherford, Mike Will.
Okay.
Well, my boy, the stage is set.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. Now I ask only that you trust in the talents of your supporting cast. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities, that you might have the opportunity to shine. The realm needs its Sir Crandall, and there is no better Crandall than you, Clive. I want you to keep this signed accord as proof of our faith in you.
I will. Thank you, Uncle.
Finally got that last Heaven's Cloud. Got that last one. Oh, come on, you couldn't drop me off upstairs.
What do you think that thing is? And how the hell is
It's a
it
damn
gonna deal with
distraction is what it is. Now back to work.
Oh, that thing? What? Another? No. Right, it was the last one. The Wailing Banshees? Huh. Okay.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
And that is it.
You earned this.
Fallen Enigma.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Oh, no, you won't. That's it.
There's something about it.
Trying to see if I can see what this is for.
To what do I owe the honour? Sancthornian, dear.
Oh, okay. Use those for that.
Anything else?
I don't know. This is the new one. Oh, I like this, some of my favorite ones.
Here, take a look at my wares.
What could possibly be new? Oh wow, 30%.
A fine choice.
I didn't mean to do that though.
Anything else? Come again.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here.
The will.
If you would do us the honor, my lord.
Well, as much means coming war, but see no other way to secure your future protection or family. Yet even should we succeed in subduing savages and winning back Drake's breath, the threat of blight still looms, and only with all of Rosaria striving as one might we at last overcome it. I have made plans to see through, but such are the obstacles that stand in our way, that it shall likely fall to you to continue my work. I know that you have the strength, courage, and the will to do so. This shall be an arduous inheritance, so offer you another that you might be reminded of the love of the faith that I hope for both of you.
An inheritance?
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
It is true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it. Or a part of it, at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
Who could that be? We didn't meet anyone else. Must just be someone we haven't met, I guess.
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
We're gonna go find it.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished article, but with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed. I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
Is that tunnel we haven't gone to?
What else?
Yep. That's it.
Of course, my lady. May our father's will
I
be
knew
done.
that would come back into play.
I'm much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do.
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one.
Maybe not.
A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question,
That's
yes.
a new one on the board.
In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else?
The griffin your father meant to slay is currently nesting in Titan's Wake.
Titan's Wake is to the south of here.
Mm-hmm. Submerge. Damn.
Eyes peeled, Joshua.
There you are.
There it is. The House Rossfield.
Oh damn. Yeah. It's got my move.
Too slow. Too slow. Nice try.
Getting on my nerves.
Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goditha will know.
Welcome, welcome. Of course. A fine choice.
Oh, thank the Founder you were safe. The Griffin is slain.
And the Heartstone claim.
Yes, this radiant luster like frozen flame. It is just as your father described it. Thank you, my lord. Your Grace, your father would be so proud.
Lady Goditha, the lapidary is ready.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone cut and set forthwith. The armbands are complete. Pray, take them. They are yours. After all, Heartstone is harder and more enduring than Garnet, or even Ruby. It symbolizes unwavering will and devotion, and the graven vines encircling the stone represent the unbreakable bonds between...
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies both inside and outside the duchy. Enemies who would thwart his vision. Only with unwavering devotion would it ever be realized.
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and Shield, as brothers in arms. Only then might those enemies be overcome.
Indeed. His Grace knew the enormity of the task he would entrust to you, his heirs. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise. That he would always be with you.
Thank you, Lady Goditha, for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father's will.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father's of the deep love he had for both of you, and his hopes for your future. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewelry be sent away from the castle.
You could have told
Then that I
somebody.
knew she meant to betray us. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late.
Oh.
When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking, and so my pursuit continued. Until Lord Cyril appeared before me. He informed me that his Grace's will had been recovered. And that his sons were alive and well.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father and all the people of Rosaria, I thank you for your loyal service.
As do I.
Thank you, my lord. You're great for coming back to us. For giving my service meaning.
It's the actual new.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance that was denied you for so long.
It is. And we thank you for the part you played, Cyril.
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, might I suggest that you make your way to your father's memorial atop Hawk's Cry Cliff?
That's the blocked
Let him
area
see
there.
that you have received his blessing, and that his vision lives on.
I suppose it would be churlish not to. What do you say, Clive? Shall we pay your father a visit?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks before we left for Origin.
Your father's helm is enshrined there. Since the day we recovered it from Phoenix Gate, I prithee claim it. For it too is a part of your inheritance, and I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in your hands than perched upon some lonely rock.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive. He's waiting.
So, can you actually equip? No. Oh no, this is it. It's got a big increase in health, slight decrease in defense, 18 more HP. Okay. That one's a big downgrade. Oh, it's not a match, duh. Alright, well, I'll have to cut there. We're about out of time. But there was this spot at Hawk's Cry could never get into. Right here. Oh, it's not it. It's over here. Okay. Well, I figured that would have opened up now, but guess not. Guess that and this are just nothing. Oh well. Well, we're done. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. All we gotta do is something else here, actually, real quick. What I'm gonna do is finish this one, and then we're on to the main rest of the story.
Lord Marquis, if you have a...
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus. And by gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to...
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent team?
Fully cognizant of the risks, I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our
Oh,
order.
well, we got another,
The third chair.
another one.
A master of the arts of combat and survival. But though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from yet it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, for as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too Go then, with my hopes. And may the fire...
Alright, well, we got that one too. I think I'll save the visiting the grave like right before we take
really is an offshoot of the Circle
for the final
Let's concentrate on finding the third chair first, shall we?
Or group of missions. So, alright, we'll end there. See you in the next one. And maybe we'll get back to the main story probably by the end of that one. So, see you there.